Alrighty, so this is going to be the beginning of building the 2026 Poor Boys RC Challenge speed car. What I'm going to videotape beforehand is, since I have the kit to do it, I'm going to attempt to 3D scan every individual piece from the kit so that we can turn it into CAD files and I can upload them so people can download parts if they break or they just need spares. That's the goal, at least. I have a Revo Point Metro Y Pro scanner with turntable, some markers over there. The kit is still in the bag over there. Don't mind the catastrophe on the table. So we'll see how much editing I need to do to this, but I'm hoping this will capture the rough workflow of how I normally bring parts into CAD. And let's see if this comes in frame. I got the Brat. Couldn't help myself. I'll be walking in and out and we'll see how much cutting. I made up some of these just simple polygon markers. They're meant to have magnets. I'll see. Not sure if we're going to need them or not. Hoping the turntable markers will take care of all the tracker detection. But we have plenty of extra just in case. And if this was enough markers, I have the printers running full beds of markers to add on top. We'll start with the main chassis parts. How do you open this? I'm very curious how well this works, so we'll start with that. Seize the part, it's very good. Seize the markers. So it's going to do 10-degree increments. And after a full rotation, it will tilt the entire bed plus 10 degrees and minus 10 degrees to try to get underneath the part. I probably should have taped the part to that. Yep. Man. I need to get like sticky tack or something. Got signs of life this time. There we go. I think it's got something to do with the connection order. I think the scanner has to be the last thing plugged in, otherwise it freaks out. I suppose someday I'll learn how to use this thing. meantime, I'm going to start prepping my little work mat to actually have somewhere to build this thing. I have a software called Quick Surface to try to reverse engineer stuff, so it makes really quick work of STL files where, like, I have SolidWorks as well, but it does not play nice with these large point clouds. This just seems to process that data much better. The other thing I'm missing now is I don't know which one of these surfaces are important. I can simplify this a lot. Turn walls into just thicker cross sections, not necessarily for strength, but for ease of printing. The more weird thin walls and features a part has, the harder the printer, or harder time the printer has of printing the part. So like these ribs, I would not include them. I would fill that in solid, and then do some pretty heavy walls with like a 25% infill. Still get some decent strength, but it makes it printable at all. This would be a challenge with a lot of support if I tried to 100% copy it. Trying to think what else. I can do these two parts by hand for some little spacers. this piece is. That's another one done. Let's see what else we have. I might put the scanner back up and start doing the wheels. And probably move all this garbage. Looks like the similar three-piece locking wheel that the Grasshopper had. The tires looked infinitely easier to mount though. I gave up with the Grasshopper's tires and went aftermarket because those were a nightmare. If we're lucky, we'll be able to scan this with just a handful of scans. I'm hoping 2. It all depends on how deeply the scanner can get the crevices of this wheel. Realistically, I only really need the spokes. The rest of the circular features can be replicated very easily by just measuring. Little baggy hardware. That doesn't look like a ball bearing diff, but gears, shock parts, control arms, I think. More hardware. Some stamped aluminum parts, it looks like. Shock bodies and oil. More hardware. I have no idea. Stuff. A motor that we are most certainly not going to use for very long. I normally will run it on the stock motor just to see what factory RPM is, but more than that I do not use it. Tiny bits and hardware. Nice. Let's see how it does. Yeah, kind of. I'll do it anyway. So, I'll do. Good job, I'll bring it. Awesome. Thanks, good job. Curious about the dog bones. the drive line, but I don't see them. Oh, never mind. I found them. These actually look like they're pretty decent quality. Everyone says this differential is weak. I am certainly going to find out. It also comes with the Tamiya's fake bearings, the little nylon bushings. That's funny. I bought tons of, I think they're 9 by 3 by 6 or 5, something like that. I have tons of those bearings laying around. I think if I run into trouble with gearing, what I'm going to end up doing is just make a coupler to couple the two output cups together. Just running a set screw to tie them together, or maybe a pin. And then run a GT2 timing belt cog directly from the output cups to the motor. The motors I have can't do that high of a voltage. I think 4S is kind of what I'm limited to. So I need to get the output ratio lower. I think the best I can do with the factory gearing is 6 point something to 1, and I'm really looking closer to get 3 or 2.5 to 1. So with the cog timing belts, that's a lot easier to achieve. I'm not sure. Let's see if scan's complete. See if I can get this to come up on the camera. So that texture on the inside, I'm not sure if they're using that in the mold just to keep this on that side of the two-piece mold, or if that's just wear and tear from this being just an old kit. Kind of gnarly looking. I imagine I'm going to break these very often, so this would be very good to have a reinforced, probably PPACF part. See what these shocks look like. This is nice because I'm only going to have to add front shocks this time instead of front and rear. Yep, I think it's time for the manual. I rearranged the table a little bit, and I'm no longer using the turntable for automatic scanning. It just didn't take the number of points I was hoping to get on some of the more complex parts, so I'm just using the marker mat and scanning by hand now. Yeah, so I'm going to continue scanning. Hopefully we will get to actually assembling today. I'd like to get...
Chassis, weird looking little thing. Now it wants I default to running like Rustler knuckles and control arms on these every time I do a speed run. That's what I did with the last one, Grasshopper. That ended up working very well. It's funny to see good angle of attack, some mechanical trail on such an old RC car. Not what I was expecting. What is that noise? I will put grease in the gears. I don't expect to use them for very long, but I would like them to at least have a fighting chance of surviving. Ooh. That looks like sunscreen. Disgusting. It's nice to see them using crush sleeves, so you can actually tighten these and not worry about breaking the plastic. That's going to come in handy because I think the problems, at least from what I'm seeing now, these bevel gears are definitely going to have a lot of spreading force, and I bet you these thin aluminum plates are what fail. They just get pushed off the housing, if I had to guess. A little more grease in here. Rear axle assembly, whatever you want to call it. I hope I didn't just lose all the spider gears. 3 by 25. these are the little fake bearings that they have. They're bushings, so I'm gonna go get a whole bunch more bearings. We're gonna need them for the swing arms and the front wheels as well. Helps if you can read, which I can't. Cut some more of this off. It looks like it wants you to tape the speed control onto the side of the servo. I don't know how I feel about that. piece. I don't know how much that shows up on camera, but you can see that this is not great. I think when I make the new uprights, I'll end up using ball bearings and a long radius arm coming way back the frame to make it stronger.
I think we're gonna go Lexan. Perfect.
Well, I'm going to take a break for lunch, so I will turn this back on later.
All right, we are back. I was able to find the receiver. Unsurprisingly, it was buried pretty deep in an old bag, so I'm going to run everything for tests real quick. I got to center the steering servo, and I still have to cut the Lexan body. I'm going to go with that just for keeping the center weight down. The hard plastic body is much nicer, but it definitely adds a lot of weight to the top. Also, don't really want to break it. I'd feel kind of bad breaking this thing. So I'm going to start by destroying the Lexan body, and then I have a bunch of other garbage I can put on there if I need to. So that's the plan. Connect it, test it, center servo, put body on. If I'm lucky, before it gets too dark, I'll do the space run, just how fast it goes on 2S, everything factory. Running this Radiolink controller, it's done me very well. I need to do a new model. That is surprisingly spirited for what I was expecting. It has Pro Ackerman steering, which I'm very happy about. And the bump steer is not bad. That's actually kind of impressive. This is the problem with one box. I can't find anything. I haven't plugged the GNS in like months, so we will see how she does. I've been using this Universal 3M Velcro stuff. Works really well. I'm gonna stick it inside this time. Last on the Grasshopper it was just on top of the body, and the GNS took quite a beating. I would like that thing to last a little bit longer. Yeah, that fits. What can I jam in there? Gears? 2 gears. Well, I guess officially that's the build. I'm gonna set up, get the camera on something not the stand, and the next time you see this, hopefully it'll be driving. This will be first test of the hat cam. I mounted you poor bastards on my hat. I can't see the screen, so I'm gonna have to adjust that later and see exactly what you guys can see. It's in wide lens mode, so we should be good. What is that red light? Oh, recording. Good. GNS is like kind of charged. It's connected. Not that. Man, that battery is dropping fast. While that's having a seizure, let me put this in here. I'm sure that won't go anywhere. Huh. It remembers my last one. All right. Last thing I need to check is steering direction. Well, this is my surprised face. It's backwards. It has more left steering, it looks like, than right steering. I will do a quick endpoint change. much better. So, yeah. It's on 2S stock motor. It's not exactly a speed run, so I'm not too worried about showing off the parts. Crappy battery. A steering servo that'll probably snap the frame in half. Immediately it's more drivable than the Grasshopper. I definitely forgot to hit start on this. Why is it in kilometers? .21 miles an hour. Very nice. Do one more run for shits and giggles. Haven't crashed it yet. Kind of impressed with this little thing. Come on, little guy. That was weird. Please read. A. Alright. Baseline. I almost feel bad for what I'm about to do to this thing.